Hey traders, happy Thursday. What do you know? Another new all-time high in the markets, SPX and NDX. Now this video is going to look a little bit different than I thought it was going to 3 hours ago. So 3 hours ago, when I was initially planning this video and starting to take notes on what it was that I actually wanted to talk about, my initial video was going to be about how we are just stuck in a range in SPX between 7,100 and 7,200, and how, yes, we're making, some new all-time highs. We had at that point made another new all-time high by about a point or so. I think we were at 71, 78 when I was initially planning this video. And so I was just going to talk about how, we're just stuck in this range, and, it might be we either are going to need to see a little bit of a pullback, or we're going to need to see put call ratio go a little bit higher before we can rally. And then what do you know? In about, well, actually, let's break it down to a 5-minute chart. In about, I would say the last hour and a half of the day, maybe it was 2 hours of the day, is when we actually did hit 7,200. Let's see, when did we hit it? Because it's right about at this red line right here. So yeah, 2 hours before the bell, we finally broke above 7,200, and then we ended up closing the day at about 7,209. So yeah, so we're going to talk about something different today. Let me change my chart again. So what am I looking at from here? Well, I have some fib extensions to the upside. I have a 1382 fib extension that's up here at 72.64. It's still 55 points away. Do I think we hit it tomorrow, Friday? I don't think so. At the same time, it's entirely possible, and I don't want to, make any predictions that, I'm too firm in. Above 72.64, we have this snow line right here at 73.34, and then we have another fib extension. This is the 1618 extension up at 74.25. 74.25. All right, so those are my levels to the upside. Now, I will tell you one thing that I look for whenever the market does, SPX specifically, whenever SPX does hit a new all-time high, there's something that I look for, because this is a pattern that I see come up over and over and over again. Doesn't mean it's going to happen this time, but it happens a lot. So new all-time high, and then the next day we usually get another high. It doesn't have to be by a lot, it could be by a point. Sometimes we get a third day in a row, which would be Monday, but 2 is very common, and then it pulls back. Doesn't mean that we have to pull back a lot, but we usually get 2 or 3 new all-time highs in a row on SPX. So I do expect that we go higher tomorrow. Now let's say we do make a run for 72.64 or somewhere in that neighborhood tomorrow. Well, look what's just below it. Just below it, let's zoom in. I'll break it down. Let's see what the hourly looks like. Okay. So 72.64, this is an hourly chart now. 72.64 is my next target on SPX that we may or may not hit tomorrow. I would not be surprised if we don't hit it tomorrow. But if we do, and this is just for tomorrow, Friday, May 1st, what's just below it is this quant pivot right here at 72.50. This is the weekly H1. So this quant pivot is only good until tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. Next week, we're going to have completely different weekly quant pivots. Now, what happens is if we get a breach of that quant pivot, we can actually put on a trade making a bet that price closes tomorrow, Friday, below 72.50. Okay, so this is purely hypothetical. We don't know that this is going to happen. I'm just giving you a hypothetical right now because price typically closes within the H1, which is up here at 72.50, and the L1, which is down here at 70.58. I think that L1 is safe, all right? But price can touch it and even breach it. But what usually happens is that price closes below it. So if we do get that breach of 72.50 tomorrow, Friday, this is only good for tomorrow, okay? If we do get that breach, then what I would look for is I would look for some sort of a sign in internals that price was about to reverse. And what I would do if I got that signal, and if I could get a good enough price, is I would buy a put debit spread. And this is what it would look like. I would buy the 72.60 puts and sell the 72.55 puts. And then as long as price closed below 72.55 tomorrow, Friday, then I would get max profit, okay? Don't know that any of that will happen, but since we're talking about it, since we're so close, I figured I may as well give you the idea just in case, all right? Now, let's look at some other things. Let me zoom back out and we can look at a couple of other stocks as well. Let's look at Googs because Google had a day. Google had a very good day after a strong earnings report. And we were talking about this in the Mastering the Trade room when I was in there yesterday. I said, look, if it breaks out and it breaks through this snow line right here, my next target would be this tree line right up here at 384. And look at what happened. Gave it a good old smooch. It's actually at 386. Gave it a nice kiss. Look, it fell back a hair, but it's holding pretty strong. So usually around the tree lines and the fire lines, what I've noticed is it will bounce around that area for a while. If I was a smarter trader, I would have opened up a 385 butterfly for tomorrow. I would have done that today because price does tend to stick to these stronger voodoo lines for several days, but I guess I had other things going on. So once it can finally break above there, we've got a snow line at 400, which of course is also a major psychological level. Doesn't mean that it will though, because look, this was, how much was it? It was up 10% today. That is a great move. It is well above +3 ATR. Might need to just hang out and consolidate in this area for a while. Might even need to pull back before it makes its next move higher. But I like where it's sitting. I love the move that it made today, and I'll certainly be looking for 400 at some point. All right, what else do we have? Let's look at some other trades that I see setting up. So I like ROST, and when I initially looked at it this morning, I was having a hard time finding a way to trade it. Oh, there we go. The right ticker would help. ROST, which is ROST Stores. All right, so here's what I love about it is it's got a nice ideal squeeze on the daily chart. Nice bullish uptrend, and it's sitting right above the daily 21. That's beautiful. So what I was looking at is I was looking at a 230, 235 call debit spread for May 15th. Now look, that's only 2 weeks away. So it's going to have to make its move quickly. I wouldn't be looking for max profit per se. But if you can get, some nice profits out of that one, I think that one looks really, really good. Let's look at a couple others that are in an ideal squeeze that I found today. Lots of stuff in energy is looking good. All right, so look, it's starting to take off. American Electric is starting to take off. It's above +1 ATR, but it's still in an ideal squeeze. The squeeze has not fired yet. Now, the only problem that I have with this one is that it has earnings coming up. And I don't like to trade through earnings. But if you do, take a look at this one because it looks good, in my humble opinion. PARR also looks good. Also has earnings. So, you know, that's going to be a problem with a lot of things for me. But the chart looks great and it's in an ideal squeeze. Another little energy stock. Now, I don't see any earnings in the very, very, very near future. So that's good. Rising momentum, ideal squeeze, bullish uptrend. For this one, what would I target? All right, so look, daily ATR is 2.2. And we usually look for a 3 ATR move when something is in an ideal squeeze. So we can just say 650. That should get us to about 98, or even just plus ATR right here at 97. So few good stocks that I think look really, really good right now based on that ideal squeeze and a nice bullish uptrend. Remember, oh goodness, I almost forgot. Okay, tomorrow, Friday, May 1st, brand new month. What does that mean? We're going to get some brand new monthly quant pivots. Okay, now we closed out this month. Take a look at this. This doesn't happen very often, but it happened this month. It happened last month too. The monthly H2 on the quant pivots, it is way down here at 68.90. We blew right past it. So how often does that happen? Not very often. Let me switch to a weekly chart so I can tell you just how rare that is. But I want to point it out because I like to make mention that these things are very reliable. The quant pivots are very reliable. And I'll tell you how reliable they are. They close inside this sandbox on the monthly time frame 72% of the time. That's very reliable. But we have to remember that that still means that 28% of the time they don't. Okay, they actually, and if we're talking about the H2 and the L2, they close in between those levels 93.5% of the time. So 6.5% of the time they close outside of either the H2 or the L2. It did it this month because today's the last day of the month. It closed well above the H2. And I believe it also did it last month where it closed below the L2. So this is a good reminder that even though most of the time price closes within the quant pivots, it's not every time, right? So we still have to manage our risk. We need to make sure that we are comfortable with the risk that we are putting on and that our risk to reward is worth it to us. And we need to look for some kind of a sign that price is about to reverse before we actually put the trade on. Okay, so we are done with April. Tomorrow's a brand new month, and that means that we get brand new quant pivots. If you're in the Mastering the Trade room or in the small lot trading room, you don't have to have the quant pivots because I put those levels. I put the weeklies and the monthlies in both of those rooms. So that is a huge advantage that you get by being a member of either Mastering the Trade room or the small lot trading room. So that is actually what I have for you today. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope that you've had a profitable week, and I hope that you have a great weekend. I will see you in the trading room. Thank you so much for watching, traders. Have a great evening. Bye.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me